lot of work. So coming into March, I think we all were on the backside of kind of like a like we said, like we hit a lot of growth. So that growth needed to settle in. And so now I think we're hitting that back into March, going into April where, the energy is starting to flow the right way. Um, I feel better balanced. I got to play some soccer yesterday, which is always, a boost to my system.
Hey,
So
yes,
yeah, man, I'm feeling
sir.
good. I'm feeling good. Red and the Blue picking up episode 7, dropping tomorrow. Got my girl Anya on, so some good talk about women's soccer
Yay!
and kind of the women's game. So I'm excited to kind of expand on that. So yeah, man, good times on this end up here in the glove, where it's not snowing either. We got 60-degree, 70-degree weather last week, so
Yeah,
Let's
weather's been
go. You
smooth.
love to see it.
it was nice.
You love to see it, bro. I'm so glad to hear that, what I'm saying, you were able to put your foot on the ball and not be in your living room. Um, I'm so glad to hear that, what I'm saying, it was a
My
red
neighbors
and a
were glad to
blue.
hear that shit too.
I'm, and y'all had, guests, and I've, I've been enjoying watching, what I'm saying, you grow over there, and I can't wait to hear more on that episode with Onwards. Anya is not only a really friend of Will, but also a really good friend of mine. Our little gym family. It's been crazy, because DJ, Will, even Anya finding ways to kind of blend into this blurry world that we have, and I'm so glad I get to share little bits of what I love and I'm passionate with my IRL friends. So shout out to my Flash guy and all the dope work he's doing. Y'all make sure y'all do me a favor. And if you are into podcasts, if you're looking to get into soccer, if you're looking to see how soccer is impacting African American community, make sure you follow a Red and a Blue on Instagram, but also check out their show over on Spotify. I just dropped that right there for y'all in the chat
We're
right
also
there.
on Apple
We all
Music for the
about.
bougie people like C.
Make sure you drop that in there and I'll do that as well.
It's on Anchor. It's
But
on
yeah, man,
Anchor.
all about.
It's on Anchor too, yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yep, we're all about plugs here. They're shameless. If we have you here on the talk show, if you're out there in the chat, if you need to share what you're doing with our community as well as sharing our. So cool, man. I'm glad to hear my homies are doing good, and we're gonna jump into some more information on Miss Jazzy here. She tried to say she was boring, which she is not. Um,
Yeah, she did try to play
and
us.
we,
Like,
what I'm
I
saying,
just
she
I
did
wasn't
build
try to
to
like,
playing.
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? She did really try to feed us this lackluster story like she ain't, a content creator out here. There's no such as a born content creator. That uh. Well, Jazzy, one of the things we ask our guests, and I asked you at the beginning, what do you think a blerd is? And I kind of told you, like a. And when do you think that that blurdiness started to come out of you, as far as like you enjoying gaming, streaming, or anything that you would view as blurry?
Right. Yeah. So Be Nice did ask me this while we were sitting, just sitting in the Discord. I was like, I have no idea what a blurt is. You're gonna need to help me out. Um,
We got you.
but yeah, I'd say I've been pretty blurty for most of my life. So when I was at school, I got into music. So I was a musician for about 14 years. Uh,
Hey,
yeah, I
lit.
started pretty young. I started at 8. Um, and from there, basically, I was being raised as a musician, which wasn't really fun, to be honest, as a little kid. But I definitely had my more creative, nerdy kind of side. Um, in terms of games, I mean, most kids play games, here and there. I wasn't ever really into games as hardcore as I've noticed, like while talking to other people like that were really hardcore into games or remember games and like remember how games were back in the day. I'm like, bruh, that was not my life. But we play
Jazzy's like,
Mario
y'all
Kart.
really out here too.
Yeah, y'all like really out here remembering shit. But yeah, the regular games, Mario Kart, GTA, Spyro, stuff like that. I would have played as a kid. But my first game that I really got into was WoW. WoW also helped me out through a period of my time where I just did not want to live either. So that's why I always say that games can really just pull you back and really help you out in life, through the game itself or the people that you meet through the game. Um, but WoW was that game for me. I used
Just
to
to,
play WoW all the time.
yeah, and I want to talk to that really quick. What was it about that game specifically that you keyed in on, or what kind of kept you in that space where you wanted to continue kind of moving forward?
Um, I guess it was the people that I met along the way. Obviously, like on games like MMOs, you find a lot of people that are trolls. You find a lot of racist people. You find a lot of sexist people, and obviously, as a female gamer, I was definitely subjected to a lot of that kind of stuff. But the people that would like stick up for you, or the people that you created friends with, because I think about a year into me playing the game or so, I started raiding, which is one of the aspects of the game. But also then as a female and you're rating and you just happen to be really good, uh it
There's
that
a lot of
can
hate.
also yeah, there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of
Let's go
hate.
ahead and keep that one fan. And I think
Yeah.
that's any like aggressive game that I've seen, that if a female is good, it's like instant, like, oh, you bitch. Da, da, da. I'm like, bro, she's just better than you. Shut up. It's okay. It's,
Yeah,
it's really
even
okay.
even if I had people yelling at me like that, I think it would have been better for me, because I don't like shady people. I don't like when people
Mhm.
say one thing and then obviously they're saying something else. um but I met a lot of good people along the way while I was playing WoW, and this was at a time where I was still doing music. I was studying Berklee College of Music in Boston. um so I was still there, and I was away from home. I was like away from my family, which wasn't really a big deal for me because I was one of those people that I'm a loner. I don't really do the whole family thing. My family and I are not really
All right, Kid
connected
Cudi,
in a sense.
Mr.
um, so it was cool and it was a different experience, but then a lot of stuff happened in Boston. Like while I was there, they had the Boston bombing. So that was like my first terrorist experience, and we've never really had
Oh,
anything like that, obviously, because we don't. I live on an island. We don't just have,
yeah. When people
you know,
actually like each other, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, we don't really have, terrorist activity. So it was really hard for me, but the game really got me through a lot of that, because people would check in on me through the game, even though I didn't really have IRL friends to be there with me. So that was nice. And then as I got better, I, like progressed more through the game. So yeah, I went up to Mythic rating, which is the highest level of rating. So that was cool. But yeah, that
Boss
game
shit, boss
definitely.
shit. Just kind of slide that in there real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Please, please.
Yeah, bro. She was like, AKA, I'm a
The most
boss. Let me go ahead
mythic level of rating, the most
Look,
epic level you can be, whatever. No big deal. I'm
Be
just
Nice told me
whatever.
to say these things, okay? It's Be Nice's fault, not
yeah,
mine.
flex on us real
Hey,
quick.
listen. We here to praise you in any way, form, or fashion. So you know what I'm saying. If you want to stun on the people for a little bit, stun on them. Stun on them. It's
I'm
about you today. You see whose name is up here, niece? Your name is up here.
Oh no. Oh no. My worst
It's
fears
your
have come
time.
true.
Yes, the light is on you, Jazzy. You can't
Hell
hide.
no.
Show
Let's
the light.
just hide. But yeah, WoW would have been the game that really got me into gaming. That's definitely where I peaked my nerdy blerdiness for sure.
And how did you? So a lot of these games that you're playing also too are not like highly publicized games. So how did you like stumble onto all these different games? What kind of brought them to the forefront for you?
For me, WoW, I randomly saw that on a Facebook ad. Just randomly,
Well,
and I
I mean,
thought,
Facebook
okay,
works
okay.
for some people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It would have been a while ago, but I saw it on an ad and I was like, oh, okay, let me click on it, see what it's about. And I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. This looks kind of fun. Then I started playing it, and then I didn't put it down until like 2019, 2000. I'd say 2000. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting these dates wrong. Don't worry. I don't remember anything. It's a while. But yeah. And then like other games, like Animal Crossing, I would have seen Animal Crossing on E3. I'm not into widely watching the E3s or any of that kind of stuff. That was really like my ex's thing, so I had just happened to be watching it at the same time. So I figured out that's where Animal Crossing was. A lot of the Steam games that I would have played would have also just been like, when you log into Steam kind of has like a rotation of games that they think you would like. Most of my Steam games are like that. Hollow Knight was introduced to by my ex as well. It's a really great game, but I hate platformers. I'm really terrible. But then another platforming game that I actually finished uh hilariously, because it was on easy mode, was Ori. Ori and the Will
Oh
of the
man,
Wisps.
we was talking
That
about that the
game,
other week.
Yeah,
it's such a good game.
that's a game.
It's such a good game. The music's great.
Oh
the
yes,
the
Did you
imagery is
play one
amazing.
and two, or just one?
Yeah, I played both. I played both.
yeah, so good.
Hey, love to see it.
Yes,
I didn't
that's
finish
how I
it.
find
I
my
started
games.
it, but it's definitely a game I need to go back to and finish.
I'm that kind of person. I start games and I just
Yeah,
don't finish them.
Facts.
my backlog is a little long. It's a little long.
But yeah, I saw your it took a look at your
Will's a
VODs
different.
and
Will's a
just
different gamer.
yeah. We saw, we was talking about it a little bit before the show, but I know you play like, cause me and Outlaw talk about it a lot, like the survival simulation crafting type game. Like I know you mentioned Story of Seasons. We talk about that. Blue Satire in the chat. I know he's one of the people I talk to about games like that all the time. I know we talked about Harvest Moon in the past, and I used to play games like that way more back in the day because I feel like they're starting to make less games like that. Like not really less games like that, but like Stardew Valley is one. Like Animal Crossing is cool, but it doesn't really have like the relationship stuff. And yeah, it's probably more like JRPGs that's still doing it. But yeah, I know I've been missing out a lot on like cuz yeah, like back in the day Harvest Moon, you had like a bunch of different people you could date, you could do the little storyline with their family, and they the only thing that I played that came close to that recently is Stardew Valley. So, you know, maybe I need to try more of the newer Story of Seasons. And I know Blue said the like the new Harvest Moon games haven't been that good, but yeah, I miss that where you had like 4 or 5 people you can date. And, it depends on who is your wife, and you get like a little skill boost or something like that.
And those games are more. I try and I dabble with to play with Outlaw and see, but that's definitely like their wheelhouse.
But you brought up Minecraft though. That is like the game.
Oh yeah, I guess
He's an
I guess
exception player.
Minecraft.
He always has one exception game. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
that
Yeah,
is
saying?
like
I
the
do.
crafting.
Hey, hey, Blue. The disrespect is not here. Okay, everybody has a game that they go in mindlessly play Minecraft, mind my business, and drink my water.
I'm actually about to go back and play Fable on Game Pass. And yeah, when they bring the new Fable back, I hope they do it right. I see Blue just mentioned that. But yeah, Fable, I don't know why Microsoft let that slip, because that's a game that should have never went away. It should have been like the game that they're pumping out as much as Assassin's Creed. Like certain games, I'm just shocked that they have been gone for so long. But then we get like a Call of Duty every single year, multiple Call of Duties, you know, Gears, even Gears hasn't really gone away that long.
Yeah, and I played Fable for a little bit. I definitely think that that's a a game that can be explored a little bit more and expanded upon to have a really good breakout series. Um, any of those other games you mentioned, I just literally played them. I may like them. I just need to take the time to try to explore them. And that's what I've been doing, trying to do more as a gamer. Try actually different stuff. You know, Blue, y'all, not just Blue, but y'all all been being like, AB, you just try it. AB, you just need to get the system. And it's just about opening yourself up and trying to do more. Um,
Yeah, people definitely are good at suggesting games. Like one of one of my dirty beans was just reminding me that I do play Breath of the Wild
the
also,
dirty
which was
Mm-hmm.
beans. I will never not love.
I saw that
dirty
on your
beans.
VODs. Yeah, that game. We talk about that game every chance we get, and that game deserves all praise and recognition that it can get. It's just everything about that game, even after you finish it.
Yeah, I'm not even close to finishing, and I
Facts.
think the game is just absolutely amazing and beautiful. It's done really well.
So Jazzy, while we're oh no, that's word calling me right now. I might have to get with y'all later. Jazzy, so what is your current rotation of game, and what maybe is a game that you're looking forward to playing in the future?
Uh, did you ask me what my current game is that I'm playing now? Was that the first part?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What are your current games that you're playing right now, and then maybe is there a game that you're looking forward to playing in the future?
Yeah, okay. Well, we're playing SOS for sure. We've been playing
Hmm.
that quite a bit on stream. Uh, but I'll probably do Sims as well because I know we were talking a little bit about it. I love Sims. I just love to build on Sims mostly. But Sims is also one of those games I'll be playing, and I'm really interested in getting the new Monster Hunter because I used to play Monster Hunter on PS4. So I'm really excited to get that game. I just have to decide if I'm really gonna take the plunge and buy it on the Switch or I'm gonna wait to buy it for PC because yeah, PC is my type of console. But we'll see.
PC is life.
Yes, PC is life.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think I'm gonna get it on Switch because that's where majority of everybody has a gamer. So you know, for me, having people to play with is very important. Um, a game has to be like really special for me to play it. I not even hold you. Um, but I'm excited. I think that game definitely has you can see. Is that a game that you're gonna be getting? Also, Will is a Switch in your future.
Yeah, man. As soon as I can get one, as soon as possible.
Hmm. I guess the pressure now passed from me onto you. You're welcome.
Okay, well, you took a year, I'll take a year.
Yeah, a lot of
Oh.
people have been talking about that.
I took longer.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that Monster Hunter though. I don't have it. I don't have it yet. I'm kind of late on the Monster Hunter games. I just haven't really got into them. I still need to play the last one that came out for real, for real. But yeah, it looked dope. All the clips that I seen look dope. I know Keys played it. I know Blue played it in the chat. So yeah, it's plenty of people to link with on Monster Hunter.
Outlaw too.
Yeah, Outlaw.
Hmm. I just know for a lot of games, if I'm tardy to the party, sometimes I don't. That'll be like, all right, is the game worth it now that everybody else has played it? Will everybody else come back to play it? And sometimes I don't want to do it.
You see what we
Yeah,
doing with
that's
Ghost
But
Recon?
with this, yeah, I mean, I completely missed that,
That
and
game is old as dirt.
yeah,
That
Outlaw
game is
back
old
in.
as dirt.
Yeah, yeah, y'all fully back into the fold, jumping on that joint. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's the
sometimes it's
same
probably just myself, it's self inflicted. Like
that's the same reason why I don't normally play with people because you buy a game I think we've all experienced this too. Like you buy a game with friends, and then you're the only one playing it, and you're just like, did I really have to spend all this money to play a game by myself to then randomly find strangers to play with?
The worst. The
I
worst.
hate it. I hate it.
That's why I feel like it's
But I
better to
think
just
too
have
that
your
I
one
think
game.
that's another reason. Mm-hmm.
Like have your one main go to. You know, that you can
Yep.
play no matter who is on it.
C
true.
gave me this. Well, C and Blue both gave me this advice. But C, I think it was like 2019. Stop trying to play games with everybody and play what you want. Period. Just play what you want. And Blue
Yeah.
always say, man, just play your game. Blue
Yep.
will tell you all day. Blue will tell you, okay, he'll. But if that's your game, hey, because at the end of the day, you need to be with like the games you're playing, and you shouldn't be stressed about playing with others. I'll take, for example, I really wanted to play Destiny 2 and try for a good little while to get raid. And I got so mad because people were like, oh, this and that. I'm deleting this shit off my Xbox. And then everybody and their mama come after me, oh, be ready to raid. No, I'm not ready to raid. Man, I asked y'all for 2 damn months about raid, and then all of a sudden, want to raid after I done told y'all emphatically. So, I took into consideration what both my friends told me, play your fucking game. And you know who's the best example of that? Because Will tell you the games he playing, and that's it. Ain't gonna be no above, ain't gonna
That's
be no
it.
below. These
That's
are the games,
it.
and that's it. And when he's done, DONE, done.
Off. See you later. Have fun. Thank you.
Yeah, there's certain people that you don't even ask to try no new stuff because you don't even want to break up, the system that they
Me.
got.
Me. That's me. I be
If
playing
it's
by myself religiously.
if it's dope enough, I'd be like, hey, Will, you should try this one out. But if it ain't like that game, I don't even bring it up to this man.
Listen, I really wanted him to play Mortal Kombat. I just went and bought it for him.
And I played it. I played it religiously.
Yeah, that was a good.
I want you to play this
That was a
game.
good
I'm
one.
gonna buy it for you.
That one,
Yeah.
Injustice, I committed to, and everybody was like, "Oh, let's play Injustice." I'm with it.
It's on Game Pass, so
Yep.
that's like the perfect game that if you haven't played it.
And that's what's worked. And that's what's worked. Every time y'all been like, "Hey, it's on Game Pass," what have I said? All right, I'll download it and I'll try it. And then once I'm like, "Nah, I don't want to play this shit," I delete it. But if I gotta pay for it, I'm like C said, I don't even mention it to him. Don't even bring it up. Ain't worth it. It's not his game.
Ain't worth it.
And see, Blue just mentioned in
It's
the
not.
chat 2K, Call of Duty, and Destiny 2. Like those games right there, really, all three of them have left bad taste in my mouth for various reasons. And 2K mainly is like my issue with 2K is like they release a game every single year, and then they set it up for you to pay all this money for VC and to grind all these hours, and it's like at the end of the day, I don't want to put 100 hours worth of my gaming time into playing 2K. Like I don't feel right if you know what I'm saying? Like it's certain games you can put in 100 hours on and it's like no issue. But if I'm playing 2K for 100 hours, that don't leave time for me to do much else on no other game. So that's why I'm like, man, I can't do it. I cannot spend my whole life on one game and be paying you $60 extra for VC packs. Like that's the killer. And with Call of Duty too, Call of Duty started trying to do this thing where they got a battle pass and a season pass, and you pay them for the $100 edition, and then they just give you a little bit of maps and gun skins here and there, but you paid $100 for the same Call of Duty. I think what was that? Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4.
I bought the
same damn game. Same damn game.
Yeah, I bought the $100 edition, and like even to this day, like even when the new Call of Duties come out, they don't lower the price on the in-game store. It's like, bro, like y'all want us to spend our lives grinding and spend every paycheck. Like Fortnite came out, and it just like the rest of these studio just lost their mind with the potential money that can be made with an in-game store. It's just
Yeah.
ridiculous now.
Fortnite definitely changed the game for not only battle royales but a lot of other games as well. Like I'd never play Destiny again. I played Destiny 2 on PS. I'd never play it again. Never. You can't ask me to play that game ever again. Like my heart was broken when after that game. Like after they brought out the other part of Destiny 2, I was like, bruh, y'all bring out the same exact game. Why? What was the point of this?
I don't think it should be a Destiny 2, and because I
I
really had
was
an issue with it when they made Destiny 2, because it should have just been Destiny, and it just expanded it to the point of Destiny 2 and just kept it, improve the game and change the UI and stuff and do it from there. But yeah, I don't know. Like look at what Rainbow Six Siege did. Like they haven't released the Rainbow Six Siege 2. Like that would have been greedy. You already saw what happened to Ubisoft when they had to basically take a year off because they made too many Assassin's Creed and Ghost Recon and Division games. Too much grinding.
Division was a
I
nice
ain't mad
game
at the
though.
division. Too much.
I like
It's definitely
Division.
too much grinding.
I love the first one.
Look at that! Yay, let's go. The second one wasn't that bad. I don't think. I, I think it just came out at the wrong time, and a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
came
people
out
had
at
a
a
lot
bad time.
of games to kind of go through. Because even remember, she like I got it, play it, got it. Um, and, and sometimes, man, that game drop date will make or break something too. Somebody that played retro and old games argue with me that the Switch only got old games from 10 years ago. Game Pass got EA, but so the value is great. I'm an Xbox guy, and I'm definitely gonna have to disagree. Like all the Bethesda games ain't come out into correct, and all the EA games is old and repetitive. The same, like C said, the same
Yeah,
damn game
but
over and
everybody
over again.
seems to want to have this argument that the Switch has nothing but Wii U ports, and that's not the truth. Like if you're trying to say that that's all that it
Mm-mm.
has, like I said, Switch only got old games from 10 years ago. Because I see a lot of that people trying to say stuff like that too, but it's like, nah, they got more than that. The only thing they don't have is all these, did like they got Mario. They stay true. Nintendo. One thing about Nintendo is they stay true to themselves. They don't follow trends, and they don't do what everybody else is doing. So people look at what Sony is doing and they think if Nintendo's not doing that, then they got old games. It's like, nah, that's not true. Because like the Switch, I think we talked about it in on another show. Like the Switch right now has every single Mario game that has ever come out. I think like every single Mario game available. I think you can play on the Switch right now. It might be a few that might be missing, but I think like from Mario 1 on up to the 3D joints, like I was it Mario Galaxy 2 is the only one that's not on there. I think that's it. Yeah, but yeah, they got. But then if you got Galaxy 1, 64, Sunshine, Maker, Odyssey, are you really thinking about Galaxy 2?
Mm-mm.
It's a lot of
No,
it's a lot of Mario games on there. They need to ramp up the Zelda anniversary for sure. But the Switch is great, man. And yeah, the Bethesda deal I feel like is good for Game Pass and stuff right now if you didn't play those games, but hopefully it'll be better for the future. Um but yeah, I'm not really we talked about that when they first announced it, but I still feel the same way about it back then. Like
also too with Xbox, I know, and me and Blue talked about this on Twitter. Xbox is in. I'm not Xbox. Microsoft is in talks of potentially buying Discord, which both me, Blue, and Okami kind of touched on a bit. I the Xbox is trying to diversify the things that they're doing and make the experience overall better. But what I don't want them to do is fuck up everything that we love and hold dear. So please, the gaming gods. If Microsoft buys Discord, but please don't let them fuck it up.
Who
Like our
owns Discord
community.
now?
The
I,
Discord company.
the original people who made it, and so what they're deciding, or they're gonna sell. I'm hoping they go public, and I'm hoping they keep it, and that they, make it into this big, beautiful thing that it's becoming, because it's really kind of allowed all of these different people worldwide. Like, I mean, Jazzy is way across the water, and we get to connect and see her, via Twitch and in Discord hang. So I just don't want Microsoft with its greedy nubs to mess up something that we really,
I
especially
know.
when we converted over from GroupMe.
I know that sucks. I know that sucks from like a consumer standpoint, but if we talking about from like a technical standpoint, I don't know. I don't know what Discord, what they using to run everything. It's good for right now, but Microsoft infrastructure is something that you can't really be too disappointed that Discord is, getting that Microsoft. They like everything they're doing as far as like cloud computing, like all these server farms, all these little data centers they building up. It's a good look. It's a good look to have that, but it just like right now it's doing good. Right. What is it? Because that is really the only messaging thing that we got as far as like to be able to do this.
Zoom,
you see, they trying to do the thing with the Discord Nitro. They trying to ramp that up. So either this is the option that they go where they try to partner or sell, or they're gonna keep trying to sell us this Discord Nitro Pro Turbo. That's money make the world go round, unfortunately. So, but yeah, like cause what was it? Didn't GameStop just get like some kind of deal with Microsoft or something like that? GameStop. They doing Microsoft doing a lot. It's a lot of money moving around with them right now. So with that kind of stuff, we're not gonna see the effects of it no time soon. It's like later on down the line. But what about because I wanted to talk about Evo, because what was it? Sony bought Evo, the like the fighting game tournament.
Yep.
That was something that I thought we needed to talk about a little bit more, because I know we be on these fighting games heavy, and I was just because Evo is usually out there in Vegas. That's why I was saying, man, next time they got Evo in Vegas, we got to pull up. But now
we definitely got to pull up.
Is it still gonna be? They're gonna do it online. If it's going to Sony, that's kind of like the same thing. They're gonna change because I think it's gonna be Evo Online this year, right? I think they already dated.
It's online. They already announced it. Jazzy ain't touching. Said that.
That's what I said. We gotta bring the main topic back into focus. We gotta bring the main topic.
No. I'm good.
But we
I'm
just talking about
sitting here.
like, the implications of these companies purchasing events and applications. That's kind of where I wanted to not necessarily like the the fighting game aspect of it.
That's what Blue. See that's the only thing that I was worried about. What Blue said.
That's cool.
Is I want to make sure, like, Sony buying that will probably make it a experience, but like there were already like issues of like certain games not making it in there. Japanese
people talking about Smash Bros.
Game.
Let's be real. People was immediately thinking about Smash Bros. Not being a part of it no more, because the Smash Bros. had a rough last about the Smash Bros. Community about 16 months for the Smash community been kind of rough. So people instantly.
I was also talking about Mortal Kombat too.
Because MK was already not in the last Evo that happened.
Yeah.
So that's already been something, but I mean, hopefully
I wish they would let Street Fighter back on Xbox.
Yeah, they tripping for that, but hopefully with it going to Sony, they can do have more resources, to do better with the online aspect of it. run the tournament better. I know that promotion for it gonna be out,
Yeah,
through the
obviously.
roof. Yeah, and
Yeah,
most of
I
the games
think
that they play are on PlayStation, so it's not really gonna change a lot of the fighting game culture, to be honest.
Evo is also going to need that better public appearance attachment to it with somebody
Yeah,
like a Sony, based off of what happened to prior to the previous Evo. So hopefully Sony can make the necessary changes that we also get the games that yeah, that's why they sold. Yeah.
yeah, it
And
was rough.
and yeah, and hopefully they will be able to resurrect it, to what it was, and it being on the S gives a connection both to, Japan and those other countries to come over, plus the people in America. So hopefully we do get that back, and that is something that 3LittleBlerds definitely would like to be a part of. But while we're talking about like and con, Jazzy, have you ever been to a con or a gaming, anything of that
Um,
nature?
not in the States, no. Um,
Okay, and
we had
and also
something.
too, and also as you answer that question, you were in Boston and then Barbados, and like I want to know about like your traveling too, because you seem like so let's also get a little bit about that too.
Yeah. We don't. Yeah, I've never been to like a TwitchCon or like an anime convention or anything like that. While I was over in the States, we have something here called Anime Con, but it's not nearly at the kind of level that people in the States or bigger countries would experience. It's nice, but it's not nearly as big, and it's mostly the same each year, which is why I've only ever gone twice. um,
Mhm.
uh, yeah, so I've been to Boston. I went there to study. But I've gone to a couple of other places in the States. I've been to Philadelphia. I think I've been to Pennsylvania. I've been to North Carolina. My sister lives in
Oh,
North
come
Carolina.
on, come
That's
Yeah.
cool.
on with it. That's where we at.
What part?
Yeah.
What part she live?
I have no idea.
He's like, don't get
uh,
me to lie.
yeah, I don't know which part they live at, but my mom and my sister, they live over there, and then my other sister lives here as well, in Barbados. But yeah, I think I've been to Miami too. I've been to Disney. Um, been to Florida, I think, maybe once. Um, and then I've been to like a bunch of different Caribbean islands as well. But yeah, we get to travel. My dad was
What
really
has
big
been
on
your
traveling.
favorite? What's been your favorite, like either like Caribbean country or like state that you have traveled to or had fun in?
Um, I haven't traveled in a really long time. But any place that I go, especially well, like when I went to the States, I would have been younger. I would have been a kid, like when I went to Philadelphia and stuff like that. So it wasn't really like a adult kind of experience. But Boston would have been. I would have gone to Boston when I was 20, 19 or 20, somewhere around there. Boston was a lot of fun. It was my first time being by myself, not having, anybody, any family or any friends really. So I got to experience a lot of different things and kind of experience somewhat of American life because Berkeley is an international school. So it's very, very, very diverse in terms of the students that go there. So I got to connect to other people from around the world too, which was really nice. So like people from Brazil would have been there, people from Asia would have been there, like people from Africa would have
That's
been there
dope.
studying. Yeah, so it's one of the biggest music colleges in the States or in the world actually. Um, but yeah, and I like my Caribbean islands. We're very different. Every Caribbean island is different from the other. There's none of them are the same, which just makes it interesting. Like the culture is different, the history is different. Even dating all the way back to when we were colonized. Barbados is the only island that was only colonized by the English, but other Caribbean islands were colonized by the English, by the French, by the Spanish. Some were colonized by multiple. So like the history of that is different, and then we speak different languages. So in Barbados, we only speak English. Then we like have our dialect, which is like a broken down English. But then in other Caribbean islands, they speak Spanish, they speak French, they speak Patois.
Patois.
Yeah,
One.
and stuff like that. So I one of my goals in life is to visit each Caribbean island just at least once, and I'm not even not even close to being finished. And of course, COVID,
Yeah.
kind of put a fork in.
Clink, clink.
Yeah,
Put the handcuffs on everybody.
fuck that part up. But yeah,
How
I like.
many islands are there?
Let me Google
Oh,
because I don't actually know.
And then while you're doing that,
so
also let
a
us know
lot of
which
them.
ones. Yeah, let us know which ones you've already.
All right. So Google says there are 13 sovereign island nations and 12 dependent territories. So I've been to St. Lucia. I live in Barbados. I've been to St. Lucia. I've been to St. Vincent. St. Vincent has like a little small island off the coast called Bequia. So I've been to Bequia as well. I've been to Trinidad and Tobago. I've been to Antigua. I've been to Grenada. Um, where else? I've been to Curacao. Um, I think that's it for the most part. But the
That's
bigger,
8.
yeah. So I've been to a good set. And later on in life, I got to go to more because of like my music stuff. I would have done. I would have traveled for, and then for my work currently, I used to do a lot of well, not currently, I guess, because I don't do it anymore, but I used to do a lot of slow motion replay. So, like if you guys are watching sports and then they pull up a clip um of the person, like running the ball and then they slow it down and then you see like the ball being hit or whatever. That was my job. So I used to do a lot of stuff like that, and that's why
Hey,
we got to travel a bunch. So I would have gone to a bunch of other islands for that. I even did MMA fighting once. That was fun. That was fun to
let's go.
that was fun
Nice.
to do.
Woman of many talents. You know what I'm saying? Woman of many talents. Well traveled, Jazzy. International Jazzy. We'll pull up on you, Jazzy. We love to.
I'm not pulling out
My
on
whole pack.
nobody. Don't tell anybody that.
Not in a panoramic. Not in a whole pillow. Now. Not in a
No,
paralegal. You not pulling up on anybody.
not in a panini. I'm not pulling it on nobody. No, no.
I'm not gonna hold you toward the end. I'm pulling up on West Coast. So we gonna check something now. We're gonna see what this parallelogram talking about.
Okay.
But
Yeah, one
Jazzy,
thing
yeah, I
is,
definitely heard something about you that you're
yeah, I was just gonna
good.
say I think it's dope that you got a goal like that to travel, to all the islands, because having something like that, whether it's a you know
Yeah, I
virus or
just think it's a
whatever, it's just good to
yeah.
have goals like that you like, and you almost, what was that? What did you count right there, B? It's like,
Eight,
that was a
eight.
lot. That was a lot. So definitely don't
I got two.
don't let that one slip. Yeah, because yeah,
I
I
got
ain't been
0.
nowhere. I only been to I've been to the Bahamas,
Oh,
but
how
that's it.
lucky!
Yeah, that's
How
it.
lucky!
I
How
never been
lucky!
nowhere else.
That's lucky though, and I know the Bahamians consider themselves American, but they're actually part of the Caribbean. But I had an opportunity to go to the Bahamas one time for work, and then the company changed their mind like the month before, and
No.
I was so sad. I was like, oh no, this is my like free ticket to go. Because normally when we travel for work, we don't have to pay for anything. So I was like, yes, I could go for free. And then they were like, nope, nope, no, never mind. We're just gonna get the people over there to do whatever. But yeah, I
I
think
wonder what
traveling
it
is important.
Yes.
yeah, I wonder what it would take for the Caribbean countries to unite and just be like, hey, fuck off.
I
We
mean,
gonna run
technically,
we gonna run
technically
our own
we
shit.
Technically, we kind of do. We have something called CARICOM. It's
Mhm.
like heads of government for the Caribbean.
Okay.
Um, but we are trying to be we're trying to be more united, but like I said, because we're all so different. Like you can so if you're from the Caribbean, you can spot when somebody is from a particular part of the Caribbean. So you can, like, if you were in New York and you knew the Bajan accent, because a lot of Bajans migrate to New York, you would be able to be like, oh yeah, that's a Bajan, just from hearing them like holler in the street, right? Or you could be like, oh yes,
Crispy with the New York cosign. Thank you.
yeah. Or you can be like, yeah, that's a Jamaican, yeah, that's a Trini, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
Grenadian. Like you would be
And
able
you
to
can hear it.
hear.
You can hear it in their accent. Because my
Yep.
long jump coach was a Trini. My ex was a Jamaican. I had a bunch of friends growing up that were Bohemian, and so like, and all of them eat differently. All of them talk different.
Yep. We all have like our different backstories. Even something as simple as like uh old time horror stories.
Yeah.
You know, they're all different. There we have different ones to all the other Caribbean islands, and that's just a part of why, like how we were colonized and stuff like that. But because we are so different, we do get a lot of issues, on things like policies, on things like faith, um just regular regular stuff like what food is better. Like,
Hurry
so
and goat.
it's hard, but for the younger generation, I'd say from my generation down, we're definitely pushing for more integration, like regional integration, which is good. That's why I like working. It's part of why I like working where I work. I work at the University of the West Indies. We have about 5 different campuses on 5 different islands. So it's nice to see people that are my age, and mostly people that are younger, really fight for regional integration, because it's something that we definitely do need, especially now that a lot of things within the EU and the US are drastically changing. Because that's what I try to explain to people, sometimes when we have these kind of conversations on my channel. um, what happens in the US does not only affect the US, it affects y'all a lot greater, in terms of like Black Lives Matter. It does affect y'all way more personal than it would us. Obviously, we feel for you guys, because Black Lives Matter, that's a very important movement, and it's very sad to see that things like this still go on every day. But in terms of policy making, and in terms of like Trump banning certain things, a lot of things were banned for us as well. Like I think there was a point in time where Trump banned Barbadians from coming to the States, or something crazy like that. And it was just like, but that affects
You banned the
us.
whole
That affects
Caribbean, fucking Pablo.
yeah, right. That affects us, not only us but the other Caribbean islands. Like if you just decide to stop importing goods or exporting goods, like, yes, the Caribbean is a big place, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we import goods from each other. That is the kind of thing that happens. We import a lot of goods from the US and from the EU. So any big changes that are made also affect us. Um, but yeah, I can't remember what I
And
was saying.
that's and that's once again, I love that our community is big. The impacts that directly impact us also, help or hurt our other friends in other areas. And that's what that's one of the main reasons why we're specifically talking about women's journeys in this space, because things that may impact me, see, and will may not impact you, and things that may impact you we may not see, because we don't have those eyes on. So let's talk a little bit about your journey as a content streamer. I know you say you work and watch bed, and you try to give us the facade that you were born, but you are not. Everybody sell us a smoke dream. Tell us about some of your favorite streamers that you enjoy filming, you enjoy acting with, and then talk to me a little bit about your journey specifically on Twitch as an American.
Okay. I there are a good amount of streamers. That's one of the things I don't necessarily like, I guess you can say. Um there's so many streamers. I am in so many different communities that I can't even keep track of who's who, who's where you came from, like which community you're from. Like it's just so many, which is also really good because then, most of the time you at least know one person in a chat that you can like chat it up with and talk to. Um let's see. So a lot of the Andromeda Arcade members, like always in their stream. I'm always in like Colberg stream, Blue stream. I I think you guys know some of the Andromeda Arcade members, but like Amethyst,
Yep.
we call her Kim A, Kim
Yeah.
B, which is Kim Baker, Felix, JR,
Hmm.
Poseidon, Joe After Work, all those kind of guys. I'm like always in their streams, even if I don't say anything. And a lot of the
Flirt
blue.
Game Strong.
Yeah, yep, yep. I'm in a lot of Blue Academies streams as well, like Coburg Blue. I'm in your guys' stream, even if I don't say anything. I'm normally just there. Normally just have it pulled up. Normally just be lurking, enjoying my time. That's another thing that I try to get people to understand. Like it's okay if you don't talk. You don't have to say something in everybody's stream because that's really that's really draining to have to talk, especially like when you know so many people. Like I know you guys know a lot of people, so everybody's always so friendly. Everybody always shouts you and says, hey, what's up, what's happening, how you doing, and you got to answer every single individual person, or you feel like you have to answer every single individual person. It can get really tiring. um
Me and Jazzy literally had this conversation, well, maybe a couple weeks ago, job. And I was in her stream and I was chilling and I let her know I was like, yeah, I'm lurking. I'm struggling. She was like, B, you do not have to talk. If you're here, I appreciate you. I know you're tired. I know what time you got up. So it's
right.
okay. You can just having, but when you have those streamers who like say that, like obviously we all know that doing this, but when you have a streamer like Jazzy who reiterates, hey, you come to my stream, you don't have to say anything. Your lurk is appreciation, it was appreciated just as much as being fully committed to the chat, and just hearing that as a confirmation is wonderful. Letting you know you can support your friend but you don't have to be involved.
Yeah, yeah, because it's hard to be involved in every single little thing, especially when you yourself are a content creator. Like you can't just be everywhere doing everything and also be worrying about your own
Mhm.
stream. Like that shit's tough. Shit is not easy. Key said I'm a
But
hardcore
more
lurker.
importantly, like sometimes he Keys is a hardcore. But like that's important. I mean, sometimes to engage in the stream, but you still want to support your friends. So like having that alert, man, just it gives you that chance to support them, or you tweet that link out, or you like that link that they post, or you like that Twitch clip that they did. There's still other ways that you can support them. Um,
Yeah.
who would you have to say is probably one of the funniest streamers that you interact on a regular basis?
That would be that has to be JR. So I'll
Yep,
tell you
I knew
guys.
that.
No, look, I'll tell you guys a story, right? So Gene, yes, Jedi. I think you guys would be seeing him in chat sometimes, throughout
Yeah.
like other people's streams and stuff. But Gene and I talk like every day. So there was a point in time when Gene used to tell me, I used to be asking, so what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And Gene would be like, oh, I'm watching JR. And I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, cool. And Gene would like post the link in the DMs. I'd be like, all right, cool. I'd just never pull up. Like I would never click on the link. I would just skate on by. And then one day I was like, what are you doing? Like, what's happening? And he was like, I'm watching JR. And I was like, okay. And for whatever reason, this particular day, I clicked on the link. When I clicked on this link, right, within like 10 minutes, I was followed and I was subbed. I was like, yep, okay, we're here. We're doing it. I was just, JR is so fucking funny. I don't
His
understand
energy is
how much, and
infectious.
I don't understand where he gets his energy from, bro. I literally don't get it. I don't understand. This man has energy for
I
days.
am confusion. I am confusion.
I am confusion. This man is hilarious.
It will come up and will come up with anything. I remember like, and I'm pretty sure I did the same. I came in and he sung my name in like our whole conversation. Like I didn't even sung. He sung everything. And I cried. I cried for like 5 minutes and I like subbed and cheered. And I was like, I love it here. I fucking love it.
It's
Why
such a
have I
vibe.
never been here before?
Right? And I was like, Gene, why haven't you told me about this person? And Gene looked at me like, I've been telling you about this man for the last 2 months. What are you talking about? I was like, oh,
My bad.
yeah, my bad, man. Sorry. Yeah, what KK said. Even other members of the Dirty Beans community, they're like, yo, JR is the funniest thing I've ever seen. And they always like, if we ever raid JR, if we ever manage to raid JR, they always love it in there. So people just love JR. He's just hilarious. Even Crispy, like Crispy with the emo.
Yep. Right there it is, right there. But speak to like what he puts into his stream. Like he puts a lot of work into his stream. And not only that, like that's my favorite one, Jazz. Not only that, but he then turns around and helps people out. Like I know for a fact he's helped me out with some things. I know he's with some things. And he's like mentioned multiple times that like he will, reach out and help people out. So not only is he hilarious, but he's a super person.
Yeah, that's very true.
What would you have to say is probably like your funniest one of your funniest Twitch stories, whether it be like your stream or somebody else's stream or Amethyst is thick.
I feel like my stream is really laid back. I feel like unless y'all fools come in my chat and start acting a fool and acting crazy.
That's me. I heard that hard. That's me.
That's you. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really bad at remembering like stuff from my stream. But one of the funniest things I've ever seen is when Amethyst ate the hot gummy bear. It was like this little tiny gummy
Him
bear.
is so dramatic. So dramatic.
No. Like this little tiny gummy bear. Because JR did it on his stream too, and he made Kim Amethyst do it. And that day was fucking hilarious. You could see from the clip, and we clipped it too, but you could see her regret as it was happening. Like you just see each level of thinking.
No.
Like, yeah,
it's like the TikToks happening in real life.
Yeah. Like each level of regret. Like she sniffed it. She was like, okay. She put it in her mouth. She started chewing, and you could just see her life just flash before her eyes at each moment. I thought that shit was so funny. I thought it was so funny.
Well, I guess we can equate that to doing a gymnastics skill for.
That's every Monday when I'm trying to do a split.
You bail out like no.
Do that split. Nah. Go ahead, try it, Mr. Wilt. And I started out like, this is a terrible idea. I shouldn't have went this far. I just shouldn't have did this. No.
Yeah, what Kai said. My stream is a podcast. Like I just talk while everybody sleeps or plays along with me. And that's all I'd be doing.
Bro, we're gonna come and cite violence and Jazzy streams. We just gonna come with energy.
Like
we're gonna wake everybody up.
No, because it's just chill most of the time. Most of the time people just laugh at me because I have a really bad memory. And I'm dyslexic as well. So most of the beans know that. If people are new and they follow and they have like a really crazy name, I'm just in here like, I'm not gonna get that name right. Could you could y'all so I like try to pronounce it and they're like typing in the chat, Jazzy, please. This is how you say it. Please. Like just chill out. I'm just
Man,
like, bruh.
yeah. You know what's
Bro.
crazy? My name crushes people. Like I will follow somebody and they will look at B and I immediately go B/nice or else because I'm like it's the zero and the words together. Like, they see that zero and they're just like I'm not. That's
Yeah,
because your
bro.
name doing too much. Hey, bro, listen, I didn't have a lime
Oh,
name, so I had to come up with my own. Thank you.
I didn't have a line name.
I ain't have no line name. But nobody out here giving me name. You know what I'm
My man said
saying?
I had no line
I had
name.
to come up with my own.
Yikes.
So you
Even
hold that,
Kai,
which is
even Kai's name, like non-binary peep, I could not.
yep.
I just like words just blurred, letters just blur together for me. Like y'all can't be doing this to me, please. Please, just give me a break. Just give me a break. I beg you.
I will not take the zero out. You will learn how to spell it like every other black person
Spell it
spell their name
correctly.
right. I got a Y in my name. And I'm really not nice to be honest, but we're gonna segue away from Jazzy. So I know you stream, I know you create content. Is there anything that's coming up that you want to share? Is there anything specifically about your streams that you want to let people know so they can be part of those? I probably do need to change my name, but I'm not gonna
Don't let Blue bully you into changing your name. That's crazy.
Oh,
Blue, what you
I'm not gonna change my name, but anybody who has known me for years, Cole has known me for years. Blerd gets a version of me most. They really know I'm not nice, so it's my name is a play on what I really am. I'm an asshole.
Yo,
Let's keep
bros. Let me no. We're gonna keep it right here. Let me tell you guys. I was in so Mob does this thing where he has anime nights sometimes.
Oh
Or
no!
I can't remember it was somebody's birthday this one time though, and we were playing Among Us. Let me tell you, Be Nice. Be Nice was fucking people up in the chat. Like he was just not having it. He was cursing everybody up and down. I was like, Be Nice. Hello, excuse me, sir. You need to chill the fuck out. Like you can't be talking to me like that.
That was
You need
probably
to chill.
that was probably the first time you seen the real version of me too. You were probably
Right?
like,
I
wait,
was like,
is this the same Brandon? This ain't the
he's like,
Brandon that's
who's
been
this?
in all these streams.
Who is this man? I
Brandon.
don't know you. This man was lit. Let me tell you, this man was drunk. This
Lit.
man was lit. This man was heavy. This man
Oh,
was all over the place. Like every time someone killed him, he'd just go off. He'd just start
man,
ranting. I was
listen,
like, dude.
I'm gonna ignore Blue for like 15 seconds. Listen, when and Will can attest to this. I have made a lot of, and there was a point in my life where I ain't give a fuck about nothing and nobody. And if you stepped across that line, I was gonna punch you back across it. I wasn't gonna walk you back over there. So I had to, learn how to channel some things. But every now and again, that toxicity rears its ugly head. We're gonna tuck that away. We're gonna tuck it away.
No, don't worry. I was the same. Like for a a long time in my life,
Man, listen,
I didn't give no fucks about nobody and nobody's feelings. So it's only
Kim,
now like people get the better the better part of me, especially like people over Twitch and stuff, because I know people wouldn't understand that I'm just kidding. So if I'm just gonna go full Bajan on you, like you'd
man,
probably get your
listen.
feelings hurt, and I'm just gonna be like, no, I'm just kidding,
I,
please, it's okay.
from experience and growing up in a community with tons of Caribbean women to cross. Do not cross it. That's something you will hear a Caribbean woman say. Do not. If you cross it, you getting fucked up. And just know she probably warned you about 5 or 6 times. So
Just
I'm
cool
here to tell y'all
just
that's
cool
not a
it.
lane yet. That's cool it. That's not a lane y'all want to travel down. Not a lane. Um, So yeah, let's hop back in there. Was there anything else you want to share about your stream or anything specifically that you may have coming up that you want to do on your channel that you want to let good people know about today? We're going to talk things coming up, and we want to make sure we give you the opportunity to make all the plugs we don't believe.
Alrighty. So I have two things. We hit 1,000 followers, I think, last month, and I promised,
Golf, golf,
I
golf
promised
claps
the
in the chat.
people's.
Golf claps
Thank
in the
you,
chat.
thank
Nice.
you.
Hey.
I promised the people that I do a horror weekend. I don't know why.
Why is that everybody's challenge? Do we all
I
hate
do.
horror games so much that
Yes,
that's what the
I
challenge
do.
is?
Yes, we
Yes,
Everybody
do.
I
wants
do.
Everybody just and they just want to see us. They just want to see us squirm. Literally,
to
my whole
That's funny.
community like raged out on me. A
Man,
scary
but you
game,
made that shit impossible. You made that shit
bro.
impossible.
But I had to honor it because you remember I stopped streaming. So like when
I can't wait. Can't wait for that horror stream.
I am fucking miserable. I am going to listen. Y'all, I'm gonna find a way to like ban clips or like take clips off because I know I cannot.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
gonna
crispy.
it's gonna be wild. Black Girl Magic, Crispy, so silly. Sounds better
Yes,
than
we
Indie
love
Game
that.
Friday. Kai, please.
So, what specific horror game are you playing? And what was your second?
So we're playing, since it's a full weekend, I'm gonna be streaming it a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. So I've got 3 different games, 3 different horror games that I'm not looking forward to, and they're all a surprise. So I can't tell you which ones they
Hey.
are.
So,
But
y'all,
yeah.
what we will do when Jazzy's gonna have weekend, make sure that we announce that on 3LittleBlerds Twitter as well as our IG. So y'all make sure y'all can plug in with her and see how miserable she's gonna be. For once, that weekend I probably won't say anything to her as far as right along. When that's that my I'm not gonna put on special. In Keys, I guess I'm gonna get in some Phasmophobia.
Yeah, that's some fun games, man.
Yeah,
There's some fun
but
games. Like Resident Evil
we
7.
gonna get some of that in.
But yeah, you'll be okay. Just close your eyes and run. It'll be over when you open them.
Uh-huh.
Just close your eyes and run.
And run.
I'm gonna figure out a way to drag.
That's how you die. That's how you die, bro. Just close your eyes and run. Hello.
Phasmophobia is somebody has to be the sacrifice, but you have to play that game to kind of.
Bro, can we play rock paper scissors for that? Because like I just don't want to. Blue said he deleted it.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny. But yeah, we have that, and then next month is my birthday, so we're gonna have a birthday stream. I'm gonna be 30.
What day is it?
The 16th of April.
Okay. Now we do expect an official post for that as well, ma'am. Correct.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
I'll work on it. I was just gonna, message in Discord. Hey, it's my birthday. Pull up if you want.
Fuck
but
that. Fuck that.
That's gonna be me on my birthday.
We celebrate
Right.
life. We celebrate. No, my flash guy, you're good.
Like,
fuck out of it.
My birthday. I'm gonna tell y'all, I got COVID on my birthday.
Nope. We're gonna be right there trying to share with you.
How? How are you gonna say that you got COVID on your birthday? Crazy.
No. But as we talk about birthdays real quick, somebody has a birthday next Wednesday. This in the chat, and we'll be doing a birthday stream. And he also, with April coming up, has a Academy Festival, family and friends coming up. And I know if y'all been in the chat, y'all been seeing me drop this, but Way Academy Festival, Blue will be dropping exclusive details as we get closer to that. Make sure the 31st y'all show up and show him some love. And I'm gonna hold y'all. I've been, you know, family and friends vibe. Also, I've been trying to sing his praises because Blue don't get enough credit, and I know he not gonna blow his own whistle. So Blue really out here putting on community when he, don't, his channel, his following has grown to a point where he can, but he really does care about his friends. He really does care about the community and in a safe space, not only just for him but for Black people and Black content. And he has done that through his body of work with the festival, giving streamers both current, new, and experienced an opportunity to make connections and other communities. So shout out to Blue Satire and all the hard work that he's doing in. Esmer Ray, also welcome in. Blerd, thank you for that shout out for pulling up. So shout out to Blue. Y'all make sure y'all pull up him on Wednesday.
Yeah, what time is the pull up on Wednesday?
Hey yo, Blue,
In the
make sure you
Discord
drop the
hangs.
deets. Yeah, make sure you drop all the
hang
details.
with a bottle.
Yes,
What you
sir.
call it come out that day too. Probably won't be worried
King
about that day.
Kong.
But yeah, the King Kong come out on your birthday too.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just let us know where to pull up. What time we'll be there.
Yes, sir. And I know. But I did want to make sure I drop that plug about the Blue Academy family friends coming up. So, shout out to Jazzy for her birthday coming up April. The Blue Academy
By
Festival.
by the
Family and
way,
friends.
Esmeralda's
Yes.
birthday is the 15th, so the day before mine, and she's also an amazing streamer, and she will be
Hey.
doing a birthday stream.
Okay.
Birthday
Hey, listen.
stream.
Look, that's what I'm talking about. Jazzy, remember I said shameless plugs, drop plug. Jasmine Ray, we're gonna make sure we're gonna make sure we pull up on you and show you some love too, because Jazzy said, and when Jazzy says things, we so we're gonna make sure we
Got a
do
bad
that.
request. I haven't got a bad recommendation from from any of the ladies yet. If we being honest.
Nah, yeah, if we're being honest, and we have some dope female content. We've had an opportunity to have some very special ones this month, and we're going to continue to keep doing that. One of the things we were talking, I was talking to Jazzy specifically about this is, as men, as Black men specifically, we can both help and hurt, Black women. And I wanted her to also share some of her negative experiences if she's had any on Twitch, and then what are some ways that we specifically can help or aid, or just simply support them in their journey as content creators, moving forward, whether it's on Twitch or any of these other social media.
Yeah, I've been actually really fortunate enough not to have had many terrible Twitch experiences in terms of like racist trolls or sexist trolls. I've been extremely extremely fortunate because I've seen it happen in many other people's streams. Um but I think for me personally, one of the biggest issues that I have with Twitch is people doing certain things. Like we all know as streamers there's a particular Twitch protocol etiquette. you know, uh don't promote other people in my chat. Don't ask me, like, especially if you're new, don't ask me to like randomly change a game. Don't ask me to randomly do something. Like just the regular stuff. And I actually have a conversation with my dirty beans. It was a little bit ago. I had to really just stomp the rules in because I wasn't really doing it, and it's my fault. And I find that it is streamers' fault for not really keeping up with people and reminding them of the rules. So I really had to just like stomp that in. But it's actually quite irritating for me when people just come in and promote other streamers, or because to me, if I'm in your stream, I'm there for you. I'm not there to ask you to do something besides what you're doing or to promote somebody else, because be nice, you've come to my stream, I shout out everybody.
Yeah,
We
show
try to shout
everybody
out
love.
everybody. Right, we just try to shout out every single person, even if you're a new streamer, old streamer, whatever it is. um but there are just certain things that I really really dislike, and I understand that different streamers have different rules, but I also think it's really important for streamers to just keep the rules up, especially the ones that we all follow. um so that's a pretty big one for me. Is also to just be mindful of the fact that not everybody is from the same place. um I have I
Yeah.
have to like remind myself that people, because of how I speak, people randomly assume that I am American. It's a choice that I made when I started streaming. It's a choice that I made when I was at Berkeley as well, because no one could understand what the fuck I was saying. Like no one could understand me, which is perfectly fine,
Was your
right?
accent, was it really,
um
was it
Not.
because your accent was heavy?
Yeah. Yeah, it was because it was heavy. But I don't even have the heaviest accent. But that's just something that I had to deal with, and I decided that while I was going to stream on Twitch, I would adopt the same voice or the same accent that I had while I was at Berkeley, because it just makes it easier for me. I'm a person that I don't like to repeat myself like 5 and 6 times. So I just decided that it's easier for me. Um but then a lot of people assume that I am American and that I understand American things. And I've had this happen to me quite a bit, where somebody's explaining or says something that is like just American, and I'm like, I don't understand. And they're kind of offended at the fact that I don't understand. And I'm just like, but bruh, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not my
But I'm
experience.
not from here.
Right? That's not my experience. Like I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like don't hate me just because I don't understand. Like I
So
just
with
don't
that,
understand.
do you, so with that, do you have to like change your rules in your chat to make sure people understand that? Do you put that in your bio, or is that a conversation that you're having regularly with you and to make sure that they get that although you're not from America?
Yeah, I'm actually really bad at, so like if people raid me, normally people have like a little raid video. I don't have one, but I'm also really bad about just talking about myself. So that's one of the reasons why I had like the whole conversation with the community about, make sure you guys read the rules, because I'm really gonna start putting my foot down in terms of that. But normally it give people like an okay grace period. If you're new and you do something wrong, I'd be like, okay, well, don't do this because XYZ, it's fine. And then normally when someone says something really American, it would like, my brain would be like, oh, right, maybe you should tell this person that you're not American so that they know. So I try to keep up with letting people know, um, what they're supposed to do if they do something wrong, and the fact that I'm not American also. Have I ever
Yeah,
considered putting a flag on my page? No, I haven't ever considered putting a flag on my page. I don't really think I need to, because if you go to the about section, I do say that I am from Barbados. Um, so I don't really think there's a need to put a flag, because half the time people won't understand what the flag is anyway. That's
but I
just the
mean,
honest truth.
I think that's something maybe that you may that mention from FTO. It is something that you're proud of. It is something part of you, and maybe it might be a teaching big on the unification of across the islands. But sometimes us as Americans, the sun revolves around us, and I think it's important that people need to read like what Blue said, but more importantly, understand that there are differences in the world, and that everybody being a think the sun shines and falls on our ass. And I'm so glad that you took the time to explain that. So I even like now when I'm in your stream, Sean being present and watching others and making sure they're not engaging in behavior in your stream because you aren't American. Things that we joke about or talk about are not common things that you discuss. And people don't get the opportunity to see that unless they're coming to a talk like this or they have ways to see that. So, um, definitely, I would say try to figure out a way to make sure that people get that. And then also, too, if they're not reading the rules or taking the time to show you to kind of read how you want your nail blown.
Right, yeah. So like if you come to my like so what I was saying, if it does happen in chat with somebody that we don't know, I normally address it there and then. Like I would normally say, okay, I don't understand what you mean. It's not because I'm being dumb. I just not from the States, and we'd go from there. Most of the dirty beans already know like what it is as well. It's for people that don't read, that's not my problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is an about section for a reason. If you decide that you're not gonna read the about section, that's on you. That's not on me. So if you start acting up in the channel and you get banned, don't ask me to unban you. Because you should
Bye
you
bye.
should know you should know to read the about section on Twitch. Like everybody knows that the about section exists. And even if you don't know it exists and you do something wrong, it depends on the level of wrong that you do also in my stream. Like if you do something minor, I'm gonna just be like, oh, okay, make sure you read the about section down below, make sure you read the rules, or I'll just tell you. But if you're gonna come in here and say, you know, something ridiculous, then I'm just, Gene's just gonna ban you, or I'm just gonna ban you. Like, and we just keep it moving. I'm not gonna give you second chances because of that. I remember one time, I've only had one, I'd say one pretty interesting experience where I was in the section of just chatting, which is why a lot of females don't be in the just chatting section. I was just chatting, we were just chilling, and this random person comes in and is like, 7 out of 10, they jiggle nice. I was just like, but
What?
why would you say it? So I wasn't offended, right? I
Wait,
wasn't
hold
offended.
on. Just so I can make sure that I'm on the same came.
Sorry, I didn't hear that one.
Oh, I'm sorry, I faded out because that's how offended I was. So just to be clear, he came in and rated your boobs.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Oh,
what
that's a
happened.
level of disrespect I haven't been a part of yet. Oh no, he got
Yeah, yeah. It was just a ban, like just straight Gene just straight up banned the person because like why why? Like I have boobs, I have big boobs, like I'm a thick person, like you don't need to come and rate the jiggle of my boobs. Like this isn't Pornhub. Like this is not a porn site.
now with that happening, did that make you?
You cut out again. I didn't hear. Did that make
I'm sorry.
me
Did you laugh it off? Kind of like how you're doing right. You feel comfortable in the
I just things like that don't really bother me. Like in the Caribbean, from a very young age, we are as women, we
it's
especially
hostile.
yeah, so it's like I was very developed at a young age, right? I was thick from a young age. I looked like a woman from a young age. And because of that, I've been subjected to serious catcalling, handsy touching, stuff like that, comments like that as well. So because of the way I had to grow up, those things don't affect me in the way that it might affect somebody else. Like I'm not gonna go cry about it. I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. You're just gonna get banned, and I'm gonna just be like, yeah, you didn't really have to do that, but okay, and I'm gonna just keep it pushing. Like we're just gonna keep it moving, because it's not. I don't think it's always my job to educate every single person, right?
That's
So
true.
if I decide to educate you, then that's a day that I've decided that I'm going to educate you. But for somebody like that that's just going to randomly come in the chat, I already know that person's not going to change. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter that you've been banned from my my stream because you just randomly came in, said something, and got banned. You're gonna randomly go somewhere else and say something and probably get banned too. Like
Yep.
that's
Consistent.
there's certain trolls that you're just not gonna change, and there's no point in trying to change them. That does not mean that on a day that you don't want to give any fucks, that you don't, lay them out and be like, yo, you're a fucking cunt, don't ever do this again, you're a piece of shit, whatever. Like you can do all those things, but you don't have to do that every single day, and you don't have to let something like that affect you and your stream, because what's important when I'm streaming is my community. So we just ban them. Maybe we talk about it. Maybe I let the people know don't be doing that shit, and we just keep it moving. We just enjoy the rest of the stream.
Yeah. We have a question from the good homie FTO. Now we're talking for those of you who don't know. Do 3LittleBlerds a special favor. Make sure you follow him. This is his wheelhouse. We're doing the podcast, and Kenny always talked about, but he has been for years and kind of paved to be able to do things like be on a Twitch platform and be able to talk to Jazzy Monk or Blue Sky and learn about their journey. Shout out to him. I appreciate him coming in. And what keeps you coming back to Twitch? And where do you find the joy in what you're doing as far as creating this content on this platform?
My community keeps me coming back. I've met some really amazing
The
people.
dirty beans, of course, right?
The dirty beans, the dirty beans. I've met some really amazing people on Twitch. Yeah, there might be more horrible people on Twitch for sure, but there are definitely a lot of amazing people and a lot of people that have shared their journeys with me, and then I get to share my journey with them as well. Even though I'm the face, I guess, of my channel. My channel's really not much about me. My channel's about just me pulling up and talking to everybody else. If like we did this week, one of my community members, Batty, she was doing she was involved in a Boston fundraiser for hunger, and she was creating the walk for hunger virtually on her Animal Crossing island. And she asked me if she can put it in the Discord, and I said, "Yeah, of course you can put it in the Discord." And I said, "Well, hey, give me some more information, and we'll when I stream, I'll let everybody know." I made a command and everything for it, and eventually she got the goal reached that she wanted to get reached. So I think you know that is what my stream's mainly for at this point. I just want to be able to talk to everybody, make sure everybody's doing all right, but I also want to, if you have something that you're supporting, if you have a cause, because we don't normally do charity streams. A lot of the people that watch me would be American, but I don't agree with doing American charity stream before I do one from my own country. That would be kind of
That's
weird.
big facts. That's big. Hey, listen.
Hey,
Hey,
pause.
listen. You out here speaking to guys like, yeah, we community, but we're black in America. You're not gonna certain strength, just certain nonprofits. You're not gonna like. Man,
Yeah.
we would love to
Wow.
be able to do and see whatever the money or things that you contribute to something directly impact. You honestly want to see that result. And so like soon as you said that, I was like you do want to see where the hard work and the fruits of your for pulling up. Yeah, go ahead, Jazzy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You're good. But yeah, so I just wanna, hi Zolti. I just wanna be able to support members in my community if they have anything to bring forward like Batty did. Batty just asked me randomly and I said, "Yeah, of course." But then, other people in other communities, like I bought JR's merch. I have his hoodie. I have a whole command for his hoodie. I have a whole command for his stream. Khaleesi B on Twitch as well. She just
Just dropped her
launched
merch line.
she just launched her merch page as well. So we have a
And
command
it's
for her
fire.
merch.
I
It
definitely
is
want to get a
so
mug,
good.
bro. I want to get a
It is so good. Like, so I feel like at the beginning of my stream career, it was very hard. Like a lot of streamers know just how hard it can be um, to stream and always comparing yourself to other people and all that kind of stuff. But I find now my main goal is to just support the people that come to support me. So if you come and you hang out, I support you by talking to you, maybe de-stress your day. Or if you're somebody that I watch on a regular basis and you have something dope dropping, I just make a command about it, let the people know about it, just support you in whatever way I can. That's what keeps me going on Twitch now.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for sharing that. Which remind me, Blue, can you send me a Discord message with your merch link, please? And also, like that's something we do on Three Little Blurs. So Three Little Blurs. Not only do we blerdy, as far as like news and try to talk about current things. We also try to share light on our community and Three Little Blurs, Coldberg 9, we together for a charity stream 2020. Will has a Red and the Blue podcast. And no matter what we're doing, should we show him love and promote his stuff? FTO Nerd Talk, we had him on the show, but he's been doing talk shows and things longer than we have. We helped and Blue with marketing for Blue A Academy Festival from the first one up to this third one. We really try to take the time to give Blerds a platform because we don't truly have a platform of our own. We don't have a social media that's specifically for us. We don't have a streaming network that's specifically to us. So, in creating Three Little Blerds, we that platform so that we have opportunities to tell our own stories. Yeah, we have our own social media and that, but what news outlet streamers full time? What news outlet full time? What news outlet digital celebrating people's birthday? Just because it's their birthday, and like that's what we want to try to do. And we appreciate you, like FTO said, taking the time out to do that for your community. If we could get more Twitch streamers and content creators to do that, our space would be a lot more safer. I mean, obviously, we have to deal with all the things, but if we can just simply comb out a little, safe space for us and guard it, and make sure that we allow the right thing that we can grow, like a Dirty Beans community. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad that you haven't been exposed to some of these experiences that a lot of other Black exposed to, because there really is a lot of hate out here for these, and we hate it, but more importantly, head on. I know FTO Nerd advocate for really punching people in the face who are spewing this hate towards these queens. And as a male African American, I feel like it's our job by due diligence to make sure that we're getting out in front and protecting these queens, even though 9 times out of 10 absolutely don't need because they can handle their own. But it's still the fact that we owe them this service of making sure that if something is bothering them, so whether it's letting a motherfucker know, hey, look, this ain't your lane, or it's simply, asking her, hey, are you okay? Is this bothering you? What can we do to kind of help you? And I know C speaks to that a lot too. So C and Will an opportunity to kind of weigh in on that. Been able to protect their queens and their mothers, whether it's sisters or even fellow content. You've seen somebody try to be disrespectful to it, or you reached out to them to make sure they're feeling comfortable in the.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I didn't really have like a whole bunch to add. Because I know we talked about it in so many other spaces before, but yeah, like you said, the one big thing that Jazzy mentioned that I feel like it applies here as well. Like when we have stuff that happens in the United States or whatever, and, it affects us. You know, we don't a lot of times think about how it affects the other side. So that can be what whether it's policy, government, you know, on Twitch, somebody you're in somebody's stream, whatever, and things are happening that you don't necessarily agree with, but it's all about standing up, going that extra mile, being that goodness in the world that you want to see. It's tough. It's tough, but we keep the same message here every week, and yeah, we definitely got we got lines that are drawn very clearly, and when those lines are crossed, we got to do what we got to do, and it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So this is a place where we everything that you mentioned, we're gonna be here to do what we can to go against trolls and random misogynistic behavior. That's not what we about. So whenever we can, we trying to undo the damage that's been done. It's a tough job though.
It really is.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that because I mod for some other streamers chats as well, and even the ones that I don't mod for, I keep a lookout to see people that we don't recognize in other streamers chats. People I might not always be there, so I might not always catch it, but when you see certain people doing certain things like spamming letters, that's a time to be like, bruh, you need to cut that shit out.
What are you
And I
doing?
don't
Cut it out.
necessarily, yeah, and obviously you don't want to step on, especially if you're not a mod in the stream, you don't want to step on anybody's toes. Like, you understand, they have a system or whatever the case is, even if, you might not necessarily know if the person, like, they know the person or not. There are like certain things I do. So there's like certain emotes I would use and like at the person and be like, bruh, like, you okay? That's a little strange. You might want to stop doing that. And for people that I mod for, it's like I just tell you straight, just stop doing it or I'm gonna ban you. Straight up. And if the streamer decides something
Get 'em out of
different,
there.
then if the streamer decides something different, then that's on them. But if you're my friend and I'm a part of your community, or if we're just friends and I just happen to be there and I see somebody wilding out, I'm gonna be like, yo, you want me to handle this? Because I can. Bet I have time today. I have time to handle whatever you need me to handle. Like, that's not going down right now.
I've got
Don't you
all
feel
the
like you can
time in the
roll up to
world.
any? Don't you feel like you can roll up to any? Like, she is about to smoke at all times. Looked at my watch. I got time today.
Got it.
She ain't playing
Overtime.
with it, man.
Yeah,
All the
I didn't know you were
time.
still here as me, but yeah, even like Esmeralda would know because I remember there was a time in Esmeralda's stream, like, she was having an issue with this particular person. I was just like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Like, nobody don't need you in here. Just like, we don't need you. Just bounce. Just get out. Just stop with your shit and just go. Like, just get out. I was like, Esme, you need me to handle this because I'll handle it for you. Like, she modded me for a certain amount of time
I
just to
love that energy.
handle that, because I was like, no, you don't have to be dealing with stuff like this. Like, if somebody's making you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to explain to them why they make you feel uncomfortable, especially if you don't know them, right? So if this is random person just comes into your stream, is making you feel uncomfortable, and you want to ban that person, just ban them. Just do it. Like, you don't need to explain to anybody why you've banned somebody else. You don't. It's your stream, your rules. If you want to do something, you do it. If you don't, you don't. If you want to deal with something today, you deal with it today. If you want to ban 100 people, you ban 100 people. Like, it's your stream. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, don't
Yeah.
let anybody just be taking over your life. It's crazy.
And I love that you said that because I get so pissed off when people try to say when they like how people try to say nowadays, like, oh, everybody's so sensitive, everybody's so blah blah blah, but it's like, bruh, if you did anything to make somebody feel uncomfortable, it doesn't
Hmm.
matter about what you think about people being sensitive or whatever. If that person says you made them feel uncomfortable, you gotta address it and be accountable for it, not be trying to say, "Oh, I was just playing," blah blah blah. Like that don't matter. Like the person said you made them feel uncomfortable, so that is the situation that it is. And
Hmm.
I just hate when people are like, "Oh, I was just playing," or "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." And it's like, yeah, but that's how it came across. So either you're gonna
Right.
be accountable for how it came across, or you're gonna have to take that on somewhere else and just be done with it completely.
Yeah.
And that
Because to
energy is not welcomed.
Yeah, like to me, so because I'm from the Caribbean, we have a harsher way of talking to each other. Like if you're
I
with
know about that far too.
so like if you're with your boys, right? And your boys are chopping it up and y'all are talking and y'all start shit talking each other and stuff like that. We do stuff like that, but it's a lot harsher than than it should be. So I do say that I know you said you hate when people say that people are sensitive. It is true. Like, so they can be two truths, right? People are sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that does not mean that you are not wrong. If I've made you feel some way, that does not mean that you are wrong for feeling how you felt. You might be sensitive, but I still have to take accountability for the fact that I've just hurt your feelings in some sort of way. I can say that I'm just kidding, but I still need to apologize and take accountability for what I've said and what I've done, even though I think you may just been being sensitive, right? Because when you start saying stuff like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm just playing," don't take it like that. Don't be so sensitive. You're just making that person feel even worse than they already felt in the first place. You're just making that person realize that you ain't shit. You're not my friend. You're not my friend. Like if you're a friend of mine, if you've made me feel uncomfortable, then you should at least acknowledge and be like, "Yo, okay, I don't get why, but I understand and I'm sorry that I've made you feel uncomfortable." Because you don't have to understand why somebody is uncomfortable. You don't have to understand why they're upset. You just have to understand that you've made them feel upset and you should feel some sort of way about making somebody else uncomfortable and making somebody else upset for whatever reason.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm
Yeah,
definitely
but
not,
often see with the
definitely not talking
words, bro.
about like the situations where, like you said, like you joking, like y'all, I know we call it so many different names, roasting, joning, joking, whatever. Like when you in that situation, okay, like that's to be understood. Like, you say something in that situation, it's kind of, I don't say it's warranted, but y'all joking, so it's to be understood. But yeah, I get exactly what you mean, but just like in the Twitch space and when unprovoked comments and stuff like that, when you know you just enter, it's like y'all not even a situation where you joking with somebody just takes it there and you be like, you know you kind of caught off guard by it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. I get it 100%.
And in the
Because I
chat
mean,
went in. Oh, Khaleesi B, thank you for the queen.
Khaleesi,
Appreciate that. We just talking about your merch line, boo.
we were.
And look, I know we, yeah, and I know we just getting started, but there was one command for Khaleesi, and it's this one right here. Because guess what? When you know your friends, you know they're gonna pull up and support. So you make sure you have certain things ready for them. Boom, got it. But yo, I see, and thank you for the. Um, and let's just let's read really quickly with the chat because we had some. I think we had some pretty good stuff here. For the chat weighing in on what both C and Jazzy was talking about. So let's yeah, you don't
Yeah,
get
that
to
was kind
decide
of,
what I'm offended by. Basically, yeah, that's facts.
yeah, co-signing on what
Sensitivity is just
Jazzy said.
yep. That's yeah, and honestly, these are all touch points people need to hear because once again, going back to something C said, oftentimes you don't look at it from the and people need to get to the point where you're viewing the standpoint and what others do. And I will tell you another person who got me like this. Will me and Will have been for almost 10 years now, but typically think differently. And one of the things that I got to understand about him being my friend is he can still be my friend and have different opinions and ideas from me. And I think that was kind of like my biggest hurdle as being someone's friend is understanding that they don't necessarily have to share the same views that I do in order to still be my friend. Blue Satire is also a person. My Xbox, PlayStation. He don't agree with a lot of stuff that Xbox don't give a fuck. But that's still my friend, and he goes speak, so I'm gonna speak my piece. We go moving. But like I don't get to tell him what he needs to be offended. And that's just respect. You know what I'm saying?
Blue.
And we go.
That's a fact. You got to be careful what you say to Brandon because sometimes he do be sensitive.
Right. I am whole sensitive. I ain't even going. And it really honestly depends on whether or not I'm tired or not. Tired, I'm just let you motherfucking have it. So there are certain days that
King
I'll hold.
Grouch. King Grouch.
And yeah, and yeah, you do say things out of love. You got to appreciate it.
Yeah.
So a couple things we want to weigh in on. We do want to give myself, Will, and see to kind of touch base. Another thing that we do in talk shows, we try to talk about a little bit of current news, and then talk about things that we feel that are blurry enough for us to hit on. So before we wrap up, we want to make sure we remind everybody that be fired, the dinosaurs and the big A. See stands Godzilla out here in these streets.
Yeah, I just
We
want
want to,
to. I know that is Blue birthday, so I know we're gonna
yeah.
be pulled up for that. So I know I need to figure out when I'm gonna watch it.
Is that only a movie theater see, or can we watch
It's
it
on
online?
HBO
It's on
Max.
HBO Max.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to carve
I'm
out some
getting up and
time,
watching that shit in the morning. I'm getting up and watching
yeah,
that shit first thing Wednesday morning
yeah,
because I
I get
gotta
off.
work
Y'all
that
know I
day.
get off work at I definitely. Um, and then we also have Falcon and Winter Soldier to talk about as well, and then we had the My Hero episode as well. So I want to
Somebody
open up
asked
the
Blue what we're
table.
drinking in his stream on Wednesday.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, Blue might have already been to the ABC store last week to get what he getting for the stream.
That's why I need to know. I need to know so I can match his energy.
Yeah, Blue, what we on Wednesday?
Thinking that shit about to work.
So Tammy said, I'm watching guys.
Yeah.
Made
Yeah, I got.
I
I
may
still
need
gotta
some
work,
more.
so I'm gonna probably be watching it during work as well. You know how we be in Discord, but
Yeah, we're
we'll
gonna be
see.
in Discord chopping it up. Hey, Blue, I'm not gonna drink as um but so Falcon and Winter Soldier. Um without spoiling, what are some of you guys' thoughts? And I know Jazzy hasn't watched, but yeah.
You watched it
That
yet, B?
offspring.
You said you watched
That
it, right?
Yeah,
offspring and
I've
fucking
watched
Captain
it.
America.
Yeah, that's the biggest of the memes is the quote
Great,
unquote
great,
new Captain America.
great. No, you talking about great value, Captain
Great value.
America? That's great. That's great value.
That's the memes. But it's solid. I mean, yeah, we ain't gonna talk in depth. It's solid.
Yeah.
I like the action, of course. I didn't think that was gonna be a problem, but I just want to see. Right now, I kind of because it's new. This whole movie show style and with the MCU. With WandaVision in the first couple episodes, we didn't really know where it was going. I feel like it's the same way, but I feel like what they still are gonna do is focus on the main characters, fleshing out the title characters more the same way they did for WandaVision, because that's kind of what it was. Instead of them having to do it on the sidebar in the movie, they was able to do it in the show. So they're doing the same thing. I mean, it's good so far. I think they only said it's 6 episodes, which kind of sucks, but it's fun. It's fun so far.
the one thing I'll point out without spoiling, and I'll let Will go is I really feel like they're telling the story with Falcon, like they're telling the story of what it's like to be black in America.
Yeah.
Because he endures a lot in these first two episodes, a lot of black slights that I personally can identify with, and that most black people identify with. Um,
And they haven't
and
really had the
I for
opportunity to
Marvel,
do that in none of the
no.
MCU stuff because with Black Panther, that was in Wakanda, so you didn't have no
Mhm.
racism, and it hasn't been a black because when Rhodey or whatever, he was in the military, so he didn't have to worry about nothing. But Sam was in the military too. But the way they got it set up is like he's not always in uniform, so people just don't know. But yeah, they definitely touching on some African American issues a little bit. And I don't know if you saw the last episode. The one character, if you look into his backstory, is basically like the Tuskegee experiment in
Mm-hmm.
Marvel.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they touching on some
Okay.
issues a little bit, which I can appreciate. But I know, those little themes. That's not gonna be. I mean, at least I don't think it's gonna be the overarching thing because they still want to focus on the main character. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's cool so far, man. Yeah, lead up to the next movie like WandaVision. I forget what they said. Falcon and Winter Soldier is the lead up to, but I believe it's more of a bridge for like the new Avengers. Because they're gonna do a ton of more shows. So yeah, they just kind of need to flesh out where the characters are after the blip, or I guess that's what we officially calling it, the blip, the snap, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, bro, that
Yeah,
kind of messed me up the first time I had to.
yeah.
Will, what are your non-spoily thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I think I dig the direction that the show is going in because it feels a lot different from WandaVision in terms of how it's filmed and kind of the cinematic perspective of it all. I also definitely love that there's way more action because I mean it's fucking Marvel. So like I appreciated WandaVision for what it was, but when you talk about fucking Winter Soldier, this is the amount of like action I expected. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm appreciative of it. But I mean, really, other than that, I'm definitely kind of like everybody else, like just anxious to kind of see where it takes off into the next phase of the Marvel universe, and like kind of if it does going to lead to more of these shows, or if it is going to lead to more, like if it is going to tie in more to the bigger movies. Um, but I mean, it's good so far. I hate that it'll only be like 6 episodes, if that's the truth. But I mean, Loki is right behind it, so it,
And you see,
it
they
is what it
kind of
is at this
like
Just
point.
to,
that characters that really didn't really get a whole lot of shine in the movies. They kind of starting off with because when you think about it, you know, Wanda before WandaVision, Wanda was treated like trash. Let's be real.
yep.
It was clear that she was way more powerful than a lot of people, but the way they did her in the movies, she didn't get no shine, no deep character development. She didn't, Elizabeth Olsen
Mhm.
didn't really get that big of an opportunity to act like that. And then they brought Sam Wilson. They brought Sam Wilson and Winter Soldier in at the same time on top of Captain America, but they was kind of just like side characters. So now it's like you can actually get like they got Sam Wilson dealing with his family. They got Winter Soldier dealing with, you know, because he was brainwashed for all those years, so they never addressed that. So
Yep.
stuff like that, I think is cool. They get the, you don't gotta waste time in a movie trying to explain what happened. But
And I think, and then for somebody like me who, I didn't grow up reading the comics, it's great to have that context right there before a movie so that you know what you're going into.
yeah,
Um, and then Keith said there's some mixed direction in all these Marvel stories lately. Yeah.
yeah,
Need another 2, 3 episodes. That's big facts. And then Tammy's movie like WandaVision. Yeah.
And but I also really enjoy Sam and Buggy's in like their chemistry, their on-screen chemistry. Like, because we
Yeah.
didn't see
Yes.
them as a duo together, and they are hilarious. Like,
Girl.
I'm gonna just be honest, they're fucking. The two of them together is gonna be like, it's gonna be hilarious to watch over the rest of the season, just because they are two contrasting. Like, they're very contrast in how they like their demeanors and their how they go about things, but they also
Mhm.
are two characters who are very much the same, and they were the two who were most connected to Steve Rogers
Mm-hmm.
than anyone. So
Yep.
that tie and that kind of their energy is definitely it's just fun to watch on screen and kind of see them two kind of get a chance to really, like you said, flesh out their characters and show that bond on screen more. Without the distraction of the main. Because even with Captain America being in the show, it ain't the real Captain America. So
Great value. I cannot reiterate. Like the first time I seen y'all really out here giving me great value vibes with this new Captain America right now. Like I am
It'll
not at
be
all, and
cool
by the end of it,
once the whole thing
you
is
see
out.
with the real colors.
Yeah, when the whole thing is out, and then we like, okay, like, cause that'd be the thing in this TV show format. You gotta wait to figure out what's gonna happen next instead of just watching it. But I like it. And then did y'all see too? I think they raising the price on Disney Plus, aren't they?
yep,
So
yep.
Yep.
that's something that we probably
You
should have
know
been
that.
talking about from the get go, because what's that, like
So
a year?
sad.
You know what I'm saying? That's like a
Yeah.
year into it, and y'all already boosting the price, and it's like we lost that year to COVID, so it's like, dang, that's kind of soon. But we all knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming.
And
Seven ninety
Jazzy,
nine.
I can give you my Disney if you want to partake. I got you. You know what I'm saying.
Uh,
We'll
it's
also if
region blocked.
Oh,
oh
gotta get a
no.
VPN.
Yeah, region. Yeah, so is Spotify actually.
Gotta get that
What?
VPN.
You better get that VPN popping ASAP. Yeah, we're working out a to also get on that network. We can work it as well.
On what network,
Disney.
bro? I got Disney,
I know you do, but what I'm saying is, I know we have a similar arrangement for another network. I will, what I'm saying, collaborate with you.
bro. I got
But
them all, so
I know. Will's like, I need access to everything.
I got them all.
But y'all said
With
neither
it?
one of y'all watch Snyder Cut Justice League yet.
I
Nah,
did.
I probably watched 15 minutes. Will I
I
think
watched the whole. I watched it the day it came out.
So like,
The whole
my
4 hours.
question to you was it hard to like throw the old one out of your head a little bit, or because I mean, I don't know.
I
I
mean,
tried
to be
watching the
honest,
beginning. I
I
need to watch
haven't
it.
watched. I haven't watched the original, the one that they released since. Maybe I watched it twice, like in total, and that has been since it came out. And the second time I watched it was right after it came out on DVD. So like, I couldn't remember. Like there was parts where I was like, did this happen in the first one? Is this a new
Yeah.
scene? Like, so I mean, for me, honestly, I think it was. I just like the fact that they should have put that version out from the beginning. There's no
Right.
reason they should have ever put the other version out. It was a waste. It like that version made more sense. It had way more context. Like you knew what was going on. It has a good build up to whatever's coming next. Like the Flash still sucks because Ezra Miller's the Flash, so that's gonna be trash forever. But other than
but
that,
Will is not
it
gonna let
was it was good. It was much better. It was definitely much better than the first one for sure.
I mean,
But
that's what
I
I
mean, come
heard.
on, bro.
That's been the
Look, I'm not gonna.
consensus.
I mean, obviously, you can't really spoil Justice League. I mean, other than the new scenes. But they had my man Ezra Miller out here saving the Glizzy before he tried to actually save like his love interest. Like my man saved a whole Glizzy, put that bitch in his pocket before he even thought about saving his love interest. Like, come on, man. I'm not with this. I'm not with it. He got to go. They got to cut my man out the movie. They gotta cut him out the movie. I'm sorry. I'll just stick with
I
CW.
think
Ain't he getting his
Glizzy
own Flash movie though?
Guaper.
And isn't
Yes.
that the Flash movie, Flashpoint? Is that
Yes.
the one you've been talking about?
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, I didn't want to talk about it too much because I know I still gotta
Not
watch
them
it. It's
fools
probably
is
gonna be a
gone.
while before I can get that time where I'm not
Yeah.
tired. Maybe by next
And
show I'll watch it.
I know I know with Kenny not being here, I'm the only person who probably watched that new My Hero episode. I'm very excited for the new season of My Hero. Um, I feel like that episode just gave us an opportunity to see just some teamwork. That's all I'm gonna really say about it. I don't
Is it like a filler episode or is
opportunities
it
to
like
see it.
some plot?
Um, I feel well a little bit of both. It doesn't really dive into the story, but so I can talk about this because it's from last season. Every hero class 1A is a provisionary hero except for Bakugo and Loki, and they're finishing up their classes and shit. Um, but in the episode, they get an opportunity to just together as a unit to go through some drills and saving people. And it's more on a serious level because they have to deal with the big three. And as y'all know, the big three fucking Lemillion whoop their ass by himself. But right now he doesn't have his powers, and so they had to deal with the big
Oh, so they
three.
doing it the same thing
They
they was
did.
doing at the beginning of the last season before everything got crazy.
Yeah, except for this one is like actually so like they're going through like field. Um,
Yeah, we gonna watch it.
so
That's I'm a binge watch. I'm a
yeah.
binge watch Attack on Titan this week. But yeah, definitely we'll talk about My
Make sure
Hero
you
and
have your make sure you have your guy fuck. Uh,
I know when Outlaw get
yeah,
back, we
that
gonna
that.
talk all the way about that My Hero because
Mm-hmm,
they don't read the manga and
mm-hmm.
everything. So that's what we actually need to be doing is reading ahead on the manga.
We'll slowly go Jazzy Monk into one. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sick blerd on you. We're gonna drag you into
Please
the deep
don't.
water. Bring you on.
Please don't.
Yes, I'm gonna
Blerd.
sick
I
Been
blerd
love
trying
on
to
you.
drag
Blerd.
me into this
Blerd
shit
loves
for
me.
years.
All right. Like,
She been trying to drag
please.
me into this
Look,
deep for
listen,
years. It ain't gonna
look,
work. It
Jazzy,
ain't effective.
look, Jazzy. Will been fighting me inch by inch. I just slowly like I'm
10 years in the
methodical now.
making.
Like I ain't gonna give up on. I ain't
10
gonna
years
give
in the
up on you.
making.
That's one thing you can say about me. I'm not. I'm never. Uh,
Yeah, I've watched
but yeah,
anime before, but
I think yeah,
just not often.
Yeah,
I have to
Outlawed and
catch up on everything. My
Enemies,
Hero, Attack
they
on
anime
Titan.
heads.
Hey Tammy, you out here?
Yeah,
You out
Tammy.
here in these streets? You got some good anime in front of you. That Jutsu Kaisen, Jesus Christ, be a fence and a wheel, boy. So fucking fire. I watched that Friday episode. I watched it 3 times. Like I
Yeah,
haven't
I'm in
watched
that
a whole
same
lot of
boat.
TV since Friday because of work. But what I have watched is that same episode 3 fucking times. Cause fuck, it is just like that anime can't miss. Like it does not miss anything. It does not miss story plot. It does not miss character development. Like I don't even want to talk about it because it just mm, it's the JJK for me. Uh, but I